Hello Southies, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, my name is Ceci and today you're watching part 2 of my castle build of the Gwendolyn castle that is set in the world of Granite Falls on the 50 by 50 lot, which is the National Forest. That's where I've placed it. Of course you can place it on any lot in your game. I know a lot of people don't have outdoor retreat, but I think it's a really fun pack. Anyway, this took me about 3 hours to complete, which for me, someone who can build an entire residential lot with all the trims and the clutter in that time, this was a lot. And I did it over on stream. I did the entire build on stream over the course of, I think 2 days. I did a lot of stuff offline as well. So it's a big build, the biggest build I think I've done so far. It took a lot of time and I'm really proud of it. So Gwendolyn Castle is set as a library, but it does have a kitchen and it has bedrooms and all the things that you would need for a residential lot. So you can set it as that. You can set it as a restaurant because it has those things as well. Or you can set it as a rental lot. Since it is in the world of Granite Falls, it can be a rental. Don't ask me how much it costs to rent. I have no idea. When I was player testing it, I player tested it as a library and it worked just fine. So as you can see, I've already gotten started, and right now what I'm working on, I was going to make this room a library, but then I thought, why not make it a wedding venue? And so that is what I am doing. I am making it a wedding that will take up 2 floors. So downstairs will be the actual wedding space, and then upstairs, which you'll see me decorate here in a few minutes, will be the reception area. Now, I don't know that if you were to book a wedding that you can have it in Granite Falls, at least not a planned event, but you could have your Sims go on vacation, bring a lot of guests with them, and then have an event, or just like drag them over to this lot and have your wedding and do it that way. That could possibly work. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure that you can plan a wedding in this world. Don't quote me on that, but that's how I feel. But I think it came out really well. I wanted it to look really whimsical, and I cut away because I did have to kind of pull this particular portion out a little bit to have the full effect, because I wanted to get that piano in there. If you saw the first build, then you know that I tried to make this lot completely off the grid as much as possible. Obviously, because it has a full working restaurant and all that stuff, it's not off the grid, but I still wanted it to have elements of it being off the grid. So there's a grand piano and violin and guitar upstairs in the reception area. There's not like a boombox or anything to listen to music. I thought that would be cute. I have not decorated or done a wedding venue in so long. I forgot how much I missed it, because it's really just the opportunity to kind of go crazy and do something super extravagant. And once I found those little garland things from the Star Wars pack, it just came to life. Like, this is I mean, not my personal color palette for a wedding, but it's so beautiful that if I had to get married in something like this, I would. I think it turned out really great. I've got the little unity candle over there off to the side, and I just loved this space so much. And there were so many things in so many packs that just went really great with it. So really beautiful, really pretty. I'm trying to put down some flowers. I wanted it to be just as gaudy as possible. This build, I said in my stream, that I wanted it to break your game. Like, I wanted this build to only work in a high quality gaming computer setup. I wanted it to break my computer, and I have a pretty decent one. So if you download it, you might have to delete things in order for it to work properly, which would make me sad, but I'm sure it would be beneficial to you. So now I'm working on the reception area, and I was keeping in mind that you have this. I was keeping in mind that there's going to be a restaurant on the basement level. So I was trying not to use things that would confuse the Sims. Now, your Sims, if you do set this up as a restaurant, the hostess might walk your Sims all the way up here in order to sit down and eat. Hopefully they won't. I did get rid of the bar. In fact, I don't think there's a bar anywhere. You might want to, what I might do before I upload this build is add a bar in the basement level just somewhere, so that will populate that way if you do decide to use this as a restaurant in your gameplay. Hopefully the majority of your Sims, or the Sims, will populate down in the basement level and won't go all over the castle. I feel like there is a bar on the uppermost level, but I can always switch that out for something else. You'll see what that room is here very shortly. But yes, the reception area, I try to keep the same color palettes and color theme. We've got the happy couple section, and then a place for the guests. I didn't put too many chairs, or I guess I did. I guess there's 8. Your Sims won't sit down and eat. Like, that's why I covered up the table so much, because they're very rarely will your Sims sit down and eat. About this time is when I remembered that I wanted fireplaces. Like, if you do decide to have this built off the grid, I wanted to put as many items that are off the grid as possible. So to heat it up, there's not going to be central heating, even if it was renovated, or it is representing a renovated space. There's no way that they would pipe or would do central heating in this building. So there are fireplaces everywhere. As you see, like I said, I put the guitar and violin, so you could hire someone to come and play for the happy couple. This area is a sort of I can't really describe it. It's really just meant to be a seating area, I guess you could say, for people that come and visit the castle. And there's going to be a little setup in the back where you can get snacks and get coffee and tea, and it's just supposed to be, I in my head I keep saying reception area, but it's not like a place where you're gonna be talking to someone or asking questions. It's really just a place to hang out. I did think that I would probably try to set up like a gift shop, but I forgot about it, and I really wouldn't know where you would put it because I'd want it to be big. Maybe you could make this area the gift shop. There's also a big open space in the basement downstairs that could be used as a gift shop or something like that. Maybe I'll do that before. I'm like thinking of things I can add to it before I upload it to the gallery. I don't know. Maybe I could turn that big open space into a gift shop. It was a lot of fun, kind of coming up with a story for this castle. If you haven't watched the last part, I've touched on the story a little bit, that, you know, a duke or a lord built this castle for his bride, and they lived happily in it, and the family, it's been passed down from generations to generations. So that's really the story, and now it is in the it's a public place where people can come and visit and hang out. I player tested this build, so everything should work. I played with it for a few hours. I just had my sim vacation in Granite Falls, and then I kept dragging them over here. And what kind of helped is that for 2 days in game, it was raining, like hardcore thunderstorms, and my sim was in the little campsite area, where it's just the tents. And so I had her stay and sleep in one of the bedrooms one night because I'm like, I don't want her to be in that tent. And so I played tested the crap out of it. The only thing I didn't test was the restaurant because I knew that would take a while to kind of go through. So I have no idea if the restaurant will work the way I'm wanting it to. My hope is that because I put most of the tables and chairs and most of everything that you would need for a restaurant in the basement level, that hopefully it will work fine. Obviously, it doesn't matter. Your Sims will sit there and wait for food for forever because that's just the Sims. But yeah. So the next space that I will be working on is a library space because, I did set this up as a library, but this could be the room where there are a lot of reference books, history of the area, memoirs, diaries, that type of thing, just archives, if you will. So that could be what this space is for now. But I would imagine when they first built the castle, this was the library where they would read books, like they do. But I did have fun putting it together. It's a really great room. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have tables and chairs all over this. I should have just made this room couches, to prevent that. Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It kind of still has the theme of the wedding down here with a lot of creams and whites. It really wasn't going for any kind of theme. It just sort of fit with the build. There's this kind of warm glow from the lights in these rooms. So this sort of creamy kind of color just worked really well in this build. But there's different colors schemes throughout the build all over the place that you'll get to see. I'm trying to think of anything. So I will say that the sim that I used was my sim from my Discover University LP, Bailey. And I'm thinking about bringing her back to the channel in sort of a mini series. Maybe not a mini series, but like a little current household that I might put out. Not every week, although, let's be honest, I don't post LPs every week. I post videos every week, but not necessarily LPs. But yeah, I'm thinking of bringing her back because I think I've got more story to tell and I miss playing with her. I had so much fun playing with her in this build and her friends. So this is one of the first bedrooms. It is a little twin bedroom, two beds, and I kind of wanted the furniture to be a mix of things that were from the period of which this castle was built, but maybe a couple of items that the family has collected over the years and kind of put in the build, and when they opened it to the public to be rented out, they've just kept everything in there. So all of the rooms are furnished for big Sims like teen and up, but I do in the basement have an area where I put toddler beds and toddler potties and all of those things. That way, if you do want to bring a toddler to this build, if you decide to set it up as a rental, that will already be here. You can use the cheat, I believe it's bb.enable free build, and that way you can edit the build if it's set up as a rental. If it's set up as a library, you can edit it without using a cheat, but if it's a rental space, then you have to use that cheat in order to get into the build mode. But you're not going to be spending any money it'll just be from the build itself. So, like I said, there are toddler potties, toddler beds, some toy chests in this little room. I don't think I show myself building it on screen, but it is there, right next to the big kitchen. So I don't know if you could tell, I didn't mention it when I first opened it up, but I used a vampire little tapestry as sort of the coat of arms. Then that is all over the build, just like their family coat of arms. This room is sort of a transitional room. Again, it's kind of just a place to sit down and hang out. I do, on the opposite side, put a little karaoke setup, so you could have a little fun night. There we can get some drinks. As you can see, I have the exposed staircase that I think look cute. I think I mentioned this in the first part, but kind of the idea was that the builders of this castle used all of the materials surrounding them, used the trees, used the rocks and everything to put this place together. So that's why the floors are all wooden and the stairs are all wooden as well. And I thought that would be a really cool thing. If you can see the courtyard, that tree is a debug item. I had it originally, it's originally really big, and then I sized it down to that size. But when I was going through the screen or taking screenshots and things, I didn't like it being that small. It just feels like it should be a grand big tree. So I do make it bigger, so that it reaches the second level and kind of like goes into all the parts. So if you download this build, you'll see that effect. So this room is the honeymoon suite. Again, there's the wedding venue, so I figured there needs to be a honeymoon suite. So this is where you can bring your Sims. If you do decide to have the wedding there, you can just pop your Sims all over here. Even if they're renting a place elsewhere in the world, you could just have your little couple sim over here for a night or two, and the rest of your vacation party can be back at the lodge. And I thought that was really cool, so I really wanted this room to feel super extravagant and romantic. That's why I used the Realm of Magic bed. I'm going to put down some beautiful rose petals all over. I have not had a sim married in so long. I am like itching to get some Sims married. My gameplay as of late, if I have a couple, I just sort of make them married in CAS, because that's sort of the storytelling that I'm going for. But oh my gosh, I want to marry some Sims. I want to get some Sims married. That's like so much fun. Okay, so this is another bedroom. This bedroom is on the same level as the honeymoon suite. I believe the twin bedroom, and then there's another bedroom on the second level. This is the third level. I decided to use big beds or double beds for this room instead of twin beds, because you could either have kids stay in here, plenty of space to drop a little toddler bed down here, so you could have a family stay in this room if you want to imagine that this was the only room that they could afford, so they stayed in this room, and you can kind of pretend like the other rooms are already occupied with other guests. It's however you want to play it. Especially if you keep it as a library, you could have them rent the campsite, but then have them actually stay here, so you can keep up with them like that. Granite Falls is a really beautiful world. Outdoor retreat. I like playing in the world of of Granite Falls an outdoor retreat because when I play for myself, I like to be really relaxed. I don't really want a whole lot of fuss. However, there's not a whole lot of gameplay in this pack, so that might be something that will turn you off. So this is the uppermost level that I just skipped by, but there's a little games room and you can only access that room from a ladder. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But okay, so this is the restaurant. If you can see off to the left of your screen, there is a full kitchen in there, which I don't think I have on screen. The only thing that I put together on screen is the actual restaurant. I also did a pool area down here, and I used a lot of stuff from Get Together to make it all bubbly and steamy and look like maybe there's a natural spring that's underneath the castle or something. I don't know. I thought that that would be cute. I also do a little spa, the sauna. I do 2 saunas here, as you can see. I'm putting them on the screen right now. And then a little massage area, like a couples massage and then a single massage. When I had it set up as a library, I couldn't make the massage tables work. I couldn't even hire a masseuse. I don't know if that's because of the lot type. Maybe if you set it up as a rental, then it will work. I have absolutely no idea. I didn't try because there was a lot going on in this build. And like I said before, there is a little setup that I do off screen with toddler beds and toilets, toddler potties and all that stuff, so that you can put it in the game or put it in the build if you want to use this space for all the little family. So I don't have very many housekeeping items, just working on builds, working on LPs, that kind of thing. It's I'm trying to get it out as best I can. Overall, I think I've been doing a pretty good job about releasing content every week, so pat on the back for me. It might not always be the same content, but I've got something out every week. This is still a really fun hobby for me. I do want this channel to be successful. I'd be silly to say that I don't. So I am kind of thinking of new innovative things to do for the channel to kind of grow it some and entertain you all, which is the goal, to sort of share my creations and to share my ideas and entertain other people who also love The Sims 4 and love gaming. And I might branch out and even do some completely different content, because when I set out to do this channel, I knew at some point I wanted to diversify it and do a bunch of different things. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this upcoming year and what I could do with this channel. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm done with the basement. Okay, so this area is the kids area. I've got some crafts tables, void critters, a little puppet setup, and then I have an activity table. But I am coming up on the end of the build. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment down below, what do you think about the build? I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love to have you be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Ceci, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.